So yeah, what have you guys been playing? New set. What's going on?
Jason, you want to go first?
Sure. I haven't had that much time to play. But the one deck that I have been pretty invested in was the Zoe Vi deck that I'm sure you guys have seen.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much the same old Zoe Vi, but with aloof travelers instead. It's mainly just a value deck that aims to just outgrind your opponent, and aloof travelers does exactly that, and it gives you just a bunch more iterative targets in your deck, so it's very hard to run out of value. And it seems to do well into the Draven Scion decks, a lot of other random crap, and GP Sage. Um, I've done pretty well into the Darkness decks, but as I experiment more, I have yet to see the actual stats throughout that. But now that I've hit Diamond, I've just been kind of messing around with all the other decks, like the Fizz, Nami, Draven, Scion, other stuff like that.
Yeah, Darkness has been something that it seems like it's been really good. The meta stats say it's been doing good. What I've been seeing that I did not agree with at all is that that Darkness beats Draven Scion. I didn't get that feeling at all. Like, maybe now that people are teching against Scion a bunch more with stress testings and mini morphs and stuff. But I don't know, it didn't seem all that great.
Yeah, I don't quite get that one either. Darkness tends to just be like a little bit slow. Oh yeah, get Z Turtle in here. Yeah, that's interesting. Where were those stats from? Do you know? Because there's not enough people in Masters, so I feel like a lot of the stats right now are just from all of the ranks or I don't know, Plat Plus or whatever.
Can you two jump in the Discord, by the way, so that Turtle can hear us?
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead. Turtle, welcome on, by the way. Turtle's one of our teammates. Yeah. He just doesn't have a cam because it's,
Do I need
a little late.
Myself anywhere?
I'll mute you.
Okay.
How you doing, Turtle?
All right, you guys listen to Turtle.
Ooh. Go.
All right, it should be gone now. Everything should be good.
But yeah, I don't understand how Darkness beats Scion. Also, I think one of the things to keep in mind is that because the meta is so new, everyone's just picking up decks. Everyone's just picking up decks, trying them out. For instance, I was beating Scion Draven with Easy Draven, and then we played some games today, and it was nope, not close. Yeah. I was I wonder what my opponents had been up to on the ladder. There's probably some questionable plays being made because everyone's just new to everything, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I think a lot of the stats right now you just take with a huge grain of salt and just go with your own instincts and what you've actually been experienced and seeing.
Most new decks haven't been refined, so a lot of variants of Scion Draven at the moment. I think the amount of different cards you can run in that deck is insane, and the tech and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I was saying this before, but when we get to Worlds, I think we're going to be a lot different because stuff like aloof and stuff like that isn't going to be as good. So it's what you do for that now, because the difference between having that open deck that's in front of you is huge.
Yeah, if you're on 3 loose and maybe you don't discard the Lost Soul to protect your sign or something, right? Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting.
Oh, imagine I can't hear you, by the way.
You cannot hear me
on Discord.
Just open up the stream.
Oh yeah, true. Oh wait,
all right, you can hear me now. The other two just might need to mute me in Discord to not get an echo or something.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. Cheers, thank you guys.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, aloof. If you know your opponent's on 3x aloof, you can do something like not discard your Lost Soul to protect your Scion in hand or something, right?
Yeah.
Keep your pod to protect your Lee, things like that. I think the main value of Prank almost gets worse. Prank's nice to see what your opponent's up to, but it's not that good other than that. And if I know all the cards in your deck, I can pretty much figure out what you have in your hand. Usually, by the time Prank becomes relevant anyway. So Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I try not to think too much about like open lineups and like open lists to closed lists, other than like I want to play my spicy one ofs and stuff like that. You know,
Yeah.
why bother making a lineup? Just cheat and play triple E. God, I wish. I would do that so fast.
Hey, what do you guys?
Go ahead.
I have a question for everyone. What do you guys think of you know, everyone was up in arms about there being no nerfs or tweaks or whatever in the last patch balance, but currently, I mean, you know, Demacia Sivir is still running around kicking some butt, but the majority of the ladder is, you know, like new decks. It's like Scion, Poppy, Nami. Do you think maybe we gave Riot too much flack this time?
Nope.
I think as well as the big thing is they said they wouldn't touch anything till the 20th of October.
After telling us they were going to make more frequent balance changes multiple times.
Is that after
That's a month and a
again?
half away.
Yeah, it's like I think it might even be after another seasonals. And like the new most popular new deck is Scion Draven, which is like about as close to a direct counter as Demacia Sivir can get. It's the most popular new deck on ladder right now, and Demacia Sivir still has like a 59% win rate.
And you know you've got rally decks, you got Aloof, you've got these decks that do really well into Demacia Sivir and do really well into GP Sedge and everything like that. So they did a good job of changing up the meta for sure. I still am worried that with no balance patches stepping in, some stuff might just get busted, right? Because once you get a refined list, you get into 70% Action Sivir last season territory.
Yeah, and I think people are going to be really disappointed coming to Worlds when they find out that half the field brought Demacia Sivir or something like that, right? Like the deck's still really cracked. It's still insane. It still has the best 1-drop, 2-drop, 3 not 2-drop. Well, Auction's really good. It has like the best plays 1 through 4. It's just an insane deck, and it just beats everything, except for like a couple decks, kind of. And yeah, I think people have gotten a bit of a reprieve. You know, the new stuff's out, and people want to play the new stuff. Watch Majin bring Sivir Demacia. Yeah, if it's gonna give me a good chance of winning, hell yeah, I'm gonna bring it. Like I'm here to win. But yeah, I think people want to play the new stuff, and then like I said, the most popular new deck beats Sivir Demacia, and it's still by far the best performing deck on ladder right now. So
I
no,
think
they should have nerfed it.
I think this Nami Zoe list can beat out the win rate. You know, I think this deck is.
I think it's great. Yeah,
it is so good.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I am interested to see how the meta adjusts to the Nami list. Because we haven't really seen it much. You know, like Fizz Nami and the earliest iteration of Zoe Nami are like not very like Fizz Nami's fine, but the earliest iteration of Zoe Nami was like not quite there. And now we're kind of figuring it out, and I'm curious how decks will adapt to it. Because I'm not really sure.
Yeah. So the people on Wombats, which is my team for like practice and stuff like that, Dark and Enamor have been working hard and grinded and found like a refined list that you're gonna get like this early into it, and it has been destroying. If Dark didn't post the list, I think some people made some big surprises in Worlds, because I don't think people.
I actually was upset to see him put it on Twitter.
I
was deliberately not telling anybody. I was going to tell the team, and I wasn't going to talk to anybody else about it. I wasn't even playing it on my account.
No one was.
I didn't want anybody to know about it.
No one was.
Yeah.
And then Dark reached Masters yesterday.
He's like, guess what? I'm in Masters. Here's this sick deck. This is like, bro, shut the fuck up. Like, come on.
Yeah, that's all over.
Yeah.
But I have seen counters already.
Like, oh,
yeah? Yeah, I've seen a lot of like I was playing today a lot of rally decks, Poppy rally decks.
Rally decks, yeah, they're coming up.
Do really well into it. You know, you've got your sharp sides, you've got your
something
pressure.
I picked up that deck and was like, it's so busted, it's so good. I picked it up last night, played 2 games, ran into 2 rally decks, got absolutely bodied. It was just like, I'm going to bed. Fuck this.
It makes you feel better.
So,
I played
so
like
bitter.
20 games on it, and I think I've lost once.
It doesn't make me feel better, Majin.
The deck's
Do a better
insane.
job.
It's so disgusting. Like, it's so good. What list are we talking about? It's like a Sparklefly list with like no 1-drops and stuff. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I'm interested to see where the format goes, because if if it does go on to like rally decks, can those beat the Scion decks? Can these beat, like, we know rally decks are pretty good into the Demacia Saver decks generally. Maybe we'll see the tree lists. What's that called? The Bandle Tree or something? The
Bandle Tree, yeah.
Bandle Tree. Those lists, just more aggressively slanted with like rallies and stuff. We could see that become like a really big player in Worlds. It's exciting because there's like so much new stuff, and we're all trying to figure out what's even good. And Worlds is in like 4 days. It's like we have like 4.5 days until like the tournament starts.
Whack.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nuts.
Yeah. Scary stuff, man. Scary stuff. And I haven't even gotten to playing it all. I play like all the new stuff, and there's just new things coming out every day that I'm like, oh god, oh no. And then not only like, now I know how the decks work and everything, I know how to play them, I kind of get it, but like not enough to like really play them. And then if you be like, hey, how's this matchup go, I'll be like, I don't know. I'll tell you what I think will happen, but like I don't know, right? And that is pretty tough. Yeah, like Monkey saying in chat, like Draven Ezreal is now adapting Draven Caitlyn kind of decks. Like I've seen Lost Souls in those decks. Someone played a Scion.
Ooh.
Like, yeah, things are changing, and they're changing so fast. So there's like all these new stuff coming out. Worlds is in a few days. We're all trying to keep on that cutting edge, right? To get that next level on our opponents. But what if we're just, there's a possibility that we're all next leveling ourselves, and just the stuff that was already good is just better. You know what I mean? Like, there's a huge possibility, and I think a likelihood, that we get too cute and someone shows up with 3 decks that topped last seasonal top 32 and just runs people over.
Yeah. I mean, the winner of Squeeby's tournament ran. What did he run? He run.
I was Anivia, Lee, and Thresh Viego. Buzz.
Mm-hmm.
He's in chat. I don't know if he's still in chat, but he was earlier.
Yeah, but that's no new decks.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yep. So, yeah, it's exciting stuff. And then the hardest problem I'm having right now is like an older dilemma that I haven't seen in a couple seasons, where right now I'm just like, why can't I just run 3 Zoe lists? Like I just want every deck every deck that I go, this is where I'm starting my lineup, they're all Zoe decks. I'm like, I just want to play Zoe Lee, Zoe Nami, and Zoe Vi. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, unfortunately I can't. I'm trying to like get around it. I'm like, what do I play, like Karma Lee? How do I play a Belios Lee?
I feel like Draven Scion is a completely like new deck type on its own in LOR.
Yeah. It's really cool.
I mean, with the infinite value, you've got like Poro Cannon to stop elusives. Like it's built like a control deck that can rush you down.
Yeah, and I was playing against Jason. We have a Mastering Runeterra video coming out where we tested Draven Ezreal versus the Draven Scion deck, and we were sitting there and playing games, and I think it was somewhere in like game 2 where I comment that I was just like, are you the beatdown deck? Because like I just have more cards than you, always. Like I just keep drawing more cards than you, and eventually I'm gonna draw Scion or Burn, and you're gonna die. Like maybe I'm not even the beatdown deck here. Like it was really weird. The deck's it's so strong against like those more attrition-y based decks, because you just never run out of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think as well as like when you think of decks that want to outlast Draven Scion, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is like Darkness is like forced to run like Minimorph, and it can't keep with the Lost Soul. It can't keep Senna and Veigar on the field.
Yeah.
It just has no win con. It's just stolen out its death. And I think that goes for a lot of control decks.
Yep.
I even saw Cythria back on ladder for a few games. The special region Cythria.
Yeah.
Uh,
Wow. The duckling
Yeah.
special.
the Duckling one, yeah.
Uh-huh. I was having some success with the Viego list into it. What I really wanted was I just wanted to play like Vile Feast, and I wanted to play Palm against the Scion list. And like I think both cards are just in such an insane spot right now. Like they're just both so powerful. So much so that I was messing around with Spooky Karma now that I can play Senna, because I hate Thresh in that deck. I've always hated Thresh. I usually ran Spooky Karma without it. So I cut it, played Senna, and I just like threw a list together in 10 minutes because I was late to put out a YouTube video. Recorded it, went like 5-0 on ladder, just like crushed it. And I was like, huh. It's like maybe playing like 3 concussive palms and all these like Vile Feast is like really good. Mo's telling us that the tree deck's really good into Scion too. Is it?
I mean, back on like the Karma idea, is there's so much like drain you can run as well. You can run. I completely forget the card. It's Piercing Darkness, which is the 6-mana card that drains 5 from a unit, and then there's the Viego Sword one that's like drain 2 from 2 units. And
I love that card.
I do not like that card. I like that card on paper.
And
in practice, it's always just like, it's a little too expensive. It doesn't quite kill the thing I want to kill. Like, just doesn't quite get the job done.
I'm a huge fan. I'm playing 3 in the Karma deck.
Yeah.
I know.
That is why you, like, on day 1, people who ran aggro got punished for once.
Because a Withering Mist is insane. Yeah. Yeah, especially when you, like, it's so nice because you have things like Vile Feast and Go Hard and stuff. And then you have tools that punish open attacking because you're Shadow Isles and your Ionia, right? You have your Palms, you have your Wills, your Vials, Withering Wails and stuff. And then if they develop, they're walking into the pre-combat Palms. They're walking into possibly like a Packer Bags, Withering Mist, like all this stuff. And then when you have Senna on the board, it gets real tough. It gets real tough to play around. I actually didn't mean to cut you off there, but I have like I really hated the the Catalog of Regrets. I hated that card. I thought it was really bad. Like I liked it originally. I was like, this is a sick card, but it just didn't quite work. I have really enjoyed it in the Senna Karma list. Because you have the Go Hards and the Vile Feast are something that I'm like consciously making sure I get one like every turn back. Where it's just like, okay, like I'm just gonna make an army of Spiderlings. Another one that's insane to recur is like Withering Mist, right? Like it's a fun deck. It's a really fun deck. I'm enjoying it. I'm gonna put some time into it, see if it's like viable, or just I spiked like a few ranked games in a row, you know?
Yeah, I mean, 1-mana Pack Your Bag is back.
It's back. Yeah. And it's fast speed now, baby. Let's go.
I actually haven't seen much Go Hard for how like good the concept seemed on paper. It's also definitely something I should probably be testing myself, but I haven't seen much of it on ladder. I'm not sure why. Senna, I guess, just gets paired with Veigar a lot more.
And then you don't really have room for Go Hard in that list. I feel like the slot is taken up by whatever 1-drop they decide to play, be it like the Otterpuss or Demacian Sentinel, or they'll go bigger on like their removal spells, stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the tree deck? Nick Mix Plays went on a run with it, I think. He's like sitting up at the top of the leaderboard. I think he finished 3rd or something. He tweeted out yesterday and was like, gonna try and go for 1st today or something.
Yo, welcome in Raiders really quick. BBG, thank you so much for the huge raid. What's going on, guys? Doing a quick Runeterra show, talking about worlds and whatnot. Go ahead, Jason. Didn't mean to jump in.
Yeah,
There.
just thoughts on the tree deck in general. I love it. It just sounds like a pet deck. Like,
Mhm.
you know, if you ever want one of those decks, they're just like, I'm just gonna always play this, like just a bunch, just because I really enjoy it and just trying to work on it and play it. You know, like Grandpa Roji and his love of all things Malphite. So I love it like that. And I've beat lots of people. But like, yeah, I don't know. Feels bad against like some rally decks, and I'm hoping that the deck actually ends up being tier 1, and maybe like just like the right list needs to be fleshed out. I'd kind of like everyone's playing it with Poppy, and like you can just like aggro people down randomly, and that's fun. But sometimes it just like comes at a mismatch, and you don't quite get there. And I want to see it like in a more controlling shell. I want to see like what that ends up looking like. Just cutting some of like the, I don't know, more like chaff units that are just kind of like dirtling around and just have more interaction with your opponent. I want to see what that would look like. But yeah, I'm curious to get your guys' thoughts. If you have you tried the deck, or what you think of it?
I tried it and immediately lost like 4 games in a row and then dropped it. But this was like day 1. So I'm sure the lists are way different. I'm actually on Runeterra AR right now trying to find like a list because I want to play it today.
Yeah.
Because if it's something I really like, then that will change my plan for my lineup possibly. Not that I really have a concrete plan other than I want to play a Zoe deck. It's about all I got right now.
I think,
Yeah, I can't believe how close Worlds is. It's nuts.
Yeah. I think overall, Tree's one of those decks in Runeterra that will like always have a place. I reckon. I think it's going to become a staple because you have stuff like House Spider that has the Noxus and the Shadow Owls unit.
Mm-hmm.
Like LOL, like
think of that.
literally have to make a couple more cards like that maybe in the future that summon different units or anything that summons different units, and it could make Tree even better.
Yeah.
So, like as expansions go on, Tree I reckon will stay.
Okay.
So that is my hot take.
Yeah. I have definitely, that was one thing that I was playing like the Karma deck, and I was like, if I run into Tree, I just like lose. I just can't beat it. Like you play it, and then you could take 10 turns and still beat me. Like you could take as long as you want. You could draw it on turn 12, and I'd still probably lose. I do like the deck. Like it's got a lot of like value cards, right? Like the mayor, the telescope or whatever. Love those cards. I think when I played it, it just I think the list wasn't very good yet. It was playing like Lulu back then. Like I'm talking like day 1. Like I was playing like Lulu, and I don't know, it just didn't work very well. So I'm excited to try it again.
Yeah, so like for what seems to be like a combo oriented like finisher as like the Tree, just like play a bunch of crap, it's actually like surprisingly high on tempo. And if you run cards like Yordle Arms, which is like the give your board +4/+4 for a turn, it's actually kind of nuts, and it sometimes just beats you down randomly. And in the case that like it does do that, kind of been talking about whether or not you really need Tree or just run rallies instead. But back to the Tree and just like being able to finish on like turn 7, 8 or something like that, it's actually kind of insane. And if you don't have the landmark removal for it, or you don't like discard it with like Aloof Travelers, it actually becomes a pretty big threat, which has surprised me for sure. But I think that just the deck overall, just being able to have like high tempo value, even like the mayor being able to discount your cards, make them even cheaper, it just seems to have a lot going on for it and a lot of different win conditions, which always makes the deck good.
I think as well as people that are playing Tree, majority of people that are playing Tree at the moment are not playing it to its full potential. I think people are making like small mistakes, and when like guides come out, when people play it more and more, I think it becomes more consistent. Because I see like a lot of people playing Tree on 5 and then
just lose the tempo.
I think it actually upsets me that you're saying that about me, because I'm not making small mistakes with the deck. I'm making many large mistakes with the deck. I played it horribly. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know that the tree gave you a card that was in the regions that you didn't have. I knew it gave you a card, but I thought it was just like a random dual region card or something. So yeah, when I reread it when my opponent played it against me, I was like, "What? This is so much better than I thought." Yeah, so I'm excited. I'm excited to play that. Other decks that I've been seeing a lot are like Caitlyn Draven, which I think is not currently very good. Henneke would like fight me though if he was here.
Okay.
He'd be like, I think it's really good. And yeah, like a lot of there's just a lot of stuff to play.
There is. I mean, the one that I had the most doubts in being even remotely close to a good deck was the landmark deck. So that's your like your Ziggs, Talia, or
Yeah.
whatever combination you run like that. That deck
Oh,
can be
really?
scary. That deck can be scary. I think when you're running some stuff like that, especially with the overwhelm potential in the deck, I think it's insane because you've got that one follower that gives all your champions +2/+2 in overwhelm if you destroyed like
Yeah.
Yeah,
ally
that card.
like landmark.
Mm-hmm.
Plus Talia, plus Ziggs, like and then you've got the the 7 mana what's it called, the 6 mana landmark that summons a 7/6 with spell shield and overwhelm, and if you don't deal with this deck early, it just runs you over.
Mm-hmm. I have not had any problems with it, but I think the decks I play just line up naturally quite good into it. So I just kind of discounted it.
I don't think I've played a single deck that doesn't lose to the Arsenal when it has like 5 or 6 keywords on it.
And you just can't lose Spell Shield. You're like, oh my god.
One thing that I did notice is that it gains its keywords before you play it. So not like Victor or whatever like that. So like I pranked it and I could see its keywords on there, which I thought was like super funny. And I
That
saw
is
like
funny.
no Spell Shield. So
Oh.
it's like, oh sick, it doesn't have Spell Shield. And then he played a second one in hand that I didn't see. And then had Spell Shield, and I was
My favorite one was the clip of Henneke that I think Turtle posted.
Yeah.
It's like he has a time bomb and it's gonna kill the Arsenal, right? It's like an 8/1 with like a billion keywords, like Spell Shield and stuff, but it's gonna kill it. But then their landmark's gonna go off in the same turn. So their landmark goes off first, it gets tough, and the time bomb doesn't kill it. And he's like, oh my god. It was very funny. Yeah, I remember running into that the first time. I like hushed it and then like palmed it and nothing happened, and I went, wait.
I think this is good to bring up because if I'm not mistaken, we're not getting a bug fix this week either. So it does mean Arsenal, I think, is going to be bugged for Worlds Patch.
Lovely.
What's the
I'm
what's
sure
the
this
bug?
seems like a hot fix.
It's keywords are an aura,
It's Spell Shield.
so it can't lose Spell Shield. Because if you
Do-
pop
do you know
Spell
what-
Shield, it just still has Spell Shield. Nothing happens.
Do you know, like against Sivir, if you try and pop like another
Yeah.
attacker that's not Sivir, it doesn't pop the spell
Right.
shield because
It's
it's an
exactly
aura.
the same, yeah. Yeah.
Um,
It's Runeterra's first fully hexproof creature.
I mean, they could patch it for on the obviously because you got people at Worlds are going to have a separate shard.
That's true.
They could patch it on there.
Yeah.
But I've heard speculation that there isn't a bug fix this week. So
I would believe that. Yeah.
It-
I'd buy
I mean,
that.
if Arsenal was more of a problem and more prevalent,
I think there would be an emergency patch, yeah.
it'd definitely be like the number one priority. However, because the deck's going to be under the radar, it might cause some really
scary.
losses.
Mm-hmm.
Some real.
There'd be some serious salt there. Oh my god, losing a match of worlds to a bug, you're like, are you kidding me? I already hate losing a ladder match to a bug. That's like so much of a next level. Oh my god, I would hate that so much. Yeah, that card, it's cool. It's a cool card. I wish it wasn't bugged because now I hate seeing it. But I don't think that deck's like we were talking about. I don't think it's a huge player right now. Possibly though, could take me surprise at Worlds, and that's what it all comes back to. Is I have no idea what people are gonna bring. They could bring anything. I don't even know what most of the new cards do.
It is funny that you guys are stressed about that. Is obviously in NA ladder, you guys just have to focus on Worlds. People want to do Worlds.
And EU Masters have to focus on climbing the ladder. Yeah.
We have EU Masters as well to prep for. So
yeah,
we're on like a massive time thing. Basically, they had a slot, one slot of like 7 days, like 14 days, that they could have EU Masters, and the Riot said take it or leave it, which makes me think, why for the rest of the year can't we do an event? Is there something happening? Like there could be something. I mean, this is me being hopeful, but something in September, October, November, December that, I'll freeze up this slot, because EU Masters normally is over weeks, and it's in like, it's all done within like 1.5 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
It's during Worlds too, right?
Well, it used to be every weekend you play 2 matches, and now it's you play a best of 3 every single day.
What?
And you have to prep your decks for the next day. So
you can change decks every day.
So the way E Masters is, it's like much different format. It's 9 decks you bring, and the opponent bans 3 champions. So it's a completely different format. So you have to think of 9 decks, bring 9 decks that technically all have different champions, because if you bring 2 with Draven, they can just ban
get double
Draven.
banned. Yeah.
And then you have to do that every single day, 4 days in a row. Whereas normally we had like a week to, practice some other stuff. And that's the week.
What the fuck?
And then straight after that is seasonal.
Jesus. I thought I was busy.
There's gonna be very
Whatever,
well-practiced people going in.
For those of us not in the EU and not qualified for Worlds, just like, is October gonna get here eventually? I want to play in seasonals.
Yeah, I'm over here like, oh my god, I have so
I'm
much
gonna take my
stuff to do.
time. I'm chilling this season. It's been nice, slow climb the diamond.
Diamond? Bro, I'm plat. Get out of here.
It is super rough on ELAD at the moment. I think it is very much more try hard. It's very much.
It's got to be, right? For you Masters, right?
It's you're going to see a lot of the same decks. You're not going to see much new tech. People are just going to run what's good, and then as soon as NA like picks a new deck, you just jump on it straight away, because they've not been. You like NA people are just doing the work for EU people on building decks, and then we steal them and run with them.
I mean, I get
That's
it.
funny.
Like, if you have to focus on getting the high ladder rank, you're not going to try out the new stuff. Right? But, Jesus, that is so much going on. That must be so... I'm stressed. I can't imagine how bad that must be. You're going to go into... You have to shoot up the rankings, and you have to, like, prep for Worlds at the same time. Yeah, that's tough. That's really tough.
Yeah, we have 22 people already over 100 LP in Masters. And the highest is like 280. So
yeah. So to bring it back to Worlds, what do you guys think are going to be like the most played decks? Like the top 3? I'd have to go like Demacia Sivir, Scion. I don't know what the third one is.
Everything else.
Every other thing. Yeah. Huge step down.
I don't know. I can't pinpoint anything.
Yeah, I mean, Darkness was a big deal a couple days ago. I don't know. I'm seeing it less on ladder now.
Right. If I had to guess, it's probably some elusive deck. Whether that be like a Nami deck or like a Zedlu Agru deck.
Yeah.
Any of the sort just kind of fits that triangle.
Yeah,
I think Nami's is quite refined at the moment. It's as refined as you're going to get it for the most part. So
for like a week 1 for sure. For sure, especially when you like don't quite know what you're playing against. It's such a wide open field that like just having a list that like does what it does and does it well is very, very potent. Where like later in the format, when things are more set in stone, or I could totally see it being better to tech the deck in a way to where there's more answers, less threats, kind of, where it's less like all in on its game plan and a little more ready to deal with what you throw at it. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited. Jay Sensational, you did like you hit qualified, right? Like from the waitlist.
I did get like the waitlist message, right? And technically, I pretty sure I would be qualified.
But yeah.
Obviously they haven't like, I think they're being pretty slow about it, and I haven't heard anything since. But technically, I could or should be. But regardless, I'd be moving, so I wouldn't be able to play. But it's cool that I got to be on the qualified potentially.
Yeah.
I was actually really surprised because I thought like my ladder performance was like pretty poor. I'd have to like add it up and figure out which season I did well in. But I thought, you know, I ended like top 30, top 40, top 50 sometimes at the end of the season, and I just don't know where that points came from.
It just worked
Yeah,
out.
here's another thing. Like we have the new season upon us, but we don't know is seasonals gonna work the same way as it did previously. Is Worlds qualifying gonna work the same way? Like it would be nice if they like at least by, I don't know, like the main top 16 of Worlds like gave us some idea of what we're playing for and stuff, you know, not like last time where the first like two ladders, or at least the first two ladders, like nobody actually knew they were going to matter. So yeah, what do you guys think? What do you think is going to happen? I think they're just going to keep going as is. I think.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
think
really
it'll
know.
be pretty similar.
That Worlds format is out already, so you know people can already check out how Worlds is working. We're doing a group system.
Yeah.
And
unless there's like a huge problem with it, I imagine they'll probably stick with it, or something
I'm honestly
similar.
pretty happy with how it works.
Yeah, I am too. I expected, first of all, I expected it to all be played in one like week. Oh, Henneke's here. What's going on, Henneke? Yeah, let's get Henneke in here. So I expected, I expected it all to be played on like the 15th or the 19th or whatever, like they originally said. So that was like disappointing for me to see that it was split and it was so soon. And then it was the 4th and the 5th, and I thought, okay, cool. It's 2 days of Swiss, followed by cut to top 16, very much like a Grand Prix or something, right? And then they're like, oh, it's double elimination. You're playing like 6 matches. I'm like, oh, 6 matches seems kind of low for a for like a Worlds event, you know? And I get it. Like, if you drop 2 matches in a Swiss, you probably like wouldn't make it either. But I don't know. It feels so bad to just like show up, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. You're done. Seems so short.
I would hope Riot brings more attention to Worlds because, you know, all the major League of Legends leagues are ending, and then Worlds is after their Worlds is after our Worlds. So Riot have one job in esports at the moment, is to promote LOR Worlds. So, you know, hopefully do like cool, like Jason said, a cool video explaining the format. You know, when we get to the top 16, I do hope they make a lot of content for it. Because it's not particularly too difficult and too much to ask, I think. But, you know, it's kind of sad to think EU people haven't even got an email yet about who's actually qualified for Worlds.
Yeah, that's
Really?
pretty wild.
Yeah.
I mean, like a finalist.
So basically, the way it's working is a Riot correspondent is emailing their region. So some regions, I think Germany, Russia, I think Spanish people have theirs. I know the UK. I think Italy don't. The Czech Republic don't. There's tons of like regions in EU that have no idea if they've qualified for Worlds and how they're going to access stuff.
So weird.
Wow. It starts in 5 days.
Starts in 5 days.
Come on, get it together.
Yeah, we got ours like long time ago, like yesterday.
Yeah, like 2 days ago at least.
And as well as they don't have access. They They don't have
I
access
mean, like,
to Worlds
we
yet.
still don't know everyone who's going to be playing.
Yeah.
Everyone who qualified got an email, but for the people who can't play or can't make it, the spots that get relegated downward, I don't think those have been sent out. So it's going to be fun.
Well, yeah, I know for a fact that we have a lot of duplicates in the EU that made it through Top Cut. I know Ali Caesar has 2 accounts in that's qualified. I know some other people have 2 accounts that are qualified. So, 2 or 3 people from the waitlist are going to make it in.
And then there's the latter players that aren't from EU or NA, right? Like Ace, JO1, people who got a lot of ladder points and then aren't going to be obviously an EU or NA part of Worlds. Those move downwards as well. So, yeah, it's kind of I like being like 3rd or something on the wait list would be really tough. Henneke, do you have a mic on?
You should, yeah, do the OBS.
I can hear him.
I cannot. It's muted in my OBS Ninja.
I can hear him through Discord.
Can you say something for me, Henneke?
Yeah, he's talking through Discord.
Let me just.
There we go.
let me
Okay,
do
I just
this.
pulled your
Yeah.
audio through Discord, so it's fine.
Oh. I think I just turned it on in OBS.
You did.
but-
Okay, I'll meet you in again in Discord. So,
All right. I was just saying. I think there's people like Seth who qualified through seasonals and through ladder points, and we don't know which account he's gonna play on, right?
yeah.
It's kind of funny.
Oh, that's true, because one of them's qualified for through seasonals and one of them's ladder. So if he picks the other one,
Yeah.
the tiebreakers
There's a
are
whole-
different. Wow,
Yeah.
that's ooh. It is Z Turtle, by the way, a teammate of ours. He just has no cam, because it's
Yeah,
not.
it's one-
Yeah, because the time zones.
Yeah.
So, no, go ahead.
I mean, I think as well as there are going to be some surprising decks in Worlds, which I really look forward to, because as much as we can doom and gloom, having a competitive event this close to new cards means there's going to be a lot of variance, I think. And I think for a Worlds event, showing off like a variety of decks, especially as like a promotional standpoint, a marketing standpoint, is a bit clever, I will admit.
Yeah.
As much as it's bad for players.
It's hard for us,
You
right?
think
It is
that was
exciting
on
for us as
purpose?
well. But like competitive tournaments being held right after set releases tend to do very good in viewer numbers because it's just interesting. You want to see how the new, like, really how all the new stuff stacks up. So yeah, it's like a great for them. It's good for everyone but the players, but it's like
Yeah.
it's still fine.
Quite stressful.
It's incredibly stressful. It is fun, but it's incredibly stressful.
Yeah.
I mean, it's stressful no matter what. If you had 2 months with the same patch, you'd be like, I have to prepare for the whole 2 months to keep ahead of the curve.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. I feel like if it were a bit smaller field, maybe like a top 32 where like you knew who your opponent was going to be. First of all, I hate that. That would be incredibly stressful. But
Don't
if, like,
worry,
it was
bro. You're
just-
going to make top 16, and then you're going to have 2 weeks to prepare for those 15 other people.
God damn it!
You have to prepare for
Stress
3
about
on
that.
I'm going
Luckily,
to
if you-
Disneyland.
if you make top 16, you only have to prep for 3 people, I guess. So not
That's
not
true,
all 50.
huh? Yeah. I wonder if we'll
Because
find
of group
out
stages.
who they
Yeah,
are.
I mean,
Well,
it's crazy. Like, there's not even like bug fixes either. Like, we're gonna be playing on the patch with Arsenal, like completely fine. Just like this is the way it is, and it just has permanent spell shield when it hits spell shield for some reason. So if we figure out a good Arsenal deck, like it's just
Oddly
awful.
specific.
Where
I hate that
we were talking about the clip before where
We
the
just talked about that
top
clip, yeah.
one went off.
Oh yeah, that was certainly something.
So wait, how does the top 16 work? You play within your own group first?
No.
So
Well, yes.
it's group A to D,
Like-
and it's the top 2 seeds from.
I see.
There's a whole like diagram. There's like
I got you.
4 seeds from each region in the groups. So each.
I'm pretty sad that the open part is not mixed through the regions, because we're going to see very little of that. You're only going to get to see the top 16. I would have loved to see, Nick makes plays versus, I don't know who you guys have in EU, but someone from over there.
Fresh Rock.
And like JL1 versus Kever, and like like all these different names from the different regions all going against each other. But instead, we're just going to get just a little bit of the top 16 doing it, and that's kind of sad.
I think
I would have loved for more of a mix.
Yeah, I agree.
I do like the groups format though. Like the groups format is super interesting because like you can really hype up some matches.
Group
like,
A is the group of death. You heard it here first.
Yeah, exactly, right.
Yeah,
it's gonna be
that
just
is,
like
that is cool. I do like that.
Which
I think the only problem with that, with like mixed qualifying stages, is
Time zone.
lesser played regions like Asia and C. Obviously, they didn't even get 700 Masters last season in Asia because it's only 2 regions, Japan and Korea. That's it.
it does a very good
So-
job of. Sorry, go.
You'll get a lot of weaker players that make it compared to like the top NA players, and then the top NA players will get a few games against the weaker C players and the weaker Asia players. I mean, obviously they've got to be good to make it to Worlds anyway, but they do a lot less compared to NA compared to EU.
I think
I mean,
they did
that's why there's less seats.
a really good job of making it like there's a lot of NA players, so like qualifying for the 64 to make it into Worlds for NA is like so much more difficult than doing it in Asia, right? There's just a lot less players in the Asia server. But making it to the top 16 from top 64 is easier in Americas. We get a lot more slots, right, than it is in Asia. So it like
Is it
kind of
one more?
like balances out.
The split is
It's one more
six-
spot, but it's 2 regions going into that one pool. So they have 128 players in their tournament.
Playing
Well,
for
we have
5. And we
yeah,
have
playing for 5.
64 playing for 6.
Right.
So, yeah, it's way worse.
So
for them.
they're combining C and Asia for their group stage, their qualifier stage, and they're
Let's
all
talk about shards for a second. I'm of the opinion that they should just not have shards at all.
Well, we're all of that opinion, but then they told us, "Hey, we have to have
Oh, I wasn't
shards
sure if
because the
everyone-
engineers told us or something,"
Yeah.
and we went, "Okay."
Well,
Well,
kind
the
of.
cross shard feature was removed, they said, because it was blocking other features, but we've had no feedback of what features it blocked or any news.
Yeah, you can't
I mean,
play
it doesn't
labs
matter.
on the world's shard. You just can't play labs.
I
I mean,
mean,
it was super buggy. Like at the time,
Yeah.
like it
Friend
was not
challenge, you
great.
had to like both exit and everything, and like re-up it and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think what could be cool is for something like seasonals and like stuff like that is, have a tournament shard of a lot less players
Yeah.
and going into competition that way if we were going to do something like that. Because I think if you open it to everyone, it's going to be a nightmare. I think I feel like there should be some way to play a person from NA from if you're in EU or EU if you're in C without having to make a new account. And a new account even isn't easy to make in the region.
Yeah, I was asking in the tournament's Discord if we were allowed to play like practice matches in the tournament shard, or whatever it is, because like that'd be pretty fun to like
scrimming
play
against your EU homies
scrimming
or
against EU
whatever.
guys.
Yeah.
Queue up on Asia
Yeah.
hours.
Yeah, Asia hours. Yeah. Play ladder and just go against JO1 only.
Only, yeah, over and over and over again. What they say? I'm assuming no,
They haven't responded yet.
Okay.
I'm waiting.
because that would definitely be interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the shard issue sucks, but I assume it's something to do with money. It was expensive and they cut it. That's like my guess, right? And it really only affects like us, like competitive players. Most casual players do not care that they're not playing against people from Asia on ladder, right? Like it does not matter to them.
Yeah.
The only way it matters is for tournaments and if you want to play your friend who happens to not live in your shard, which I imagine is not like incredibly common.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's probably not that big of a deal. It's probably not that high of a priority to them is what I'm trying to say. When they looked at it costs this much money and we can use the money to do this instead, we'll probably get more value out of this. That's what I assume. Would I like cross shard? Yeah, of course, but like it's gone, and we don't know if it's ever coming back, unfortunately.
Speaking of shard, what region? Predictions now. What region do you reckon wins Worlds?
I mean, NA because I'm winning.
Yeah, Henneke already called it.
Yeah, he's shotgun.
Yeah.
I do have to guess NA. Yeah, I mean mathematically it's more likely, and also Henneke called it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with.
I thought you meant
I'm gonna go with.
regions, like like.
I'm gonna go with
Targon.
SEA because they have
Dark
the
Horse.
best player. Shout out JL1.
JL1 is an
JL1's
SEA,
in
though.
Asia.
It's in Asia.
Well, whatever. It's the SEA Asia shard, right? They combine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
Wait, they get both of them
That one.
together? I might bet on them too. Actually, they're pretty cracked.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
you
I
have
think-
like, assuming that. Well, here's the thing. You're just in your head. You're taking the absolute like 3 best players from like each or whatever, right? But that's not what's gonna
Sure.
happen.
Yeah, of course not.
Yeah.
Right. It's gonna be like 1 or 2 of them. So.
It's gonna be wild.
Yeah.
It's gonna be
a good
absolutely
time.
wild.
It's gonna be a good time. And I'll sit on the sideline and watch Henneke take it down.
I was thinking about even like the open rounds are gonna be super fun. I was thinking about like not streaming them because like my family's gonna go to like the roller coasters and stuff that day, and I was like, maybe I just go roller coasters. But now that we were talking about it, I'm like, I gotta see it.
Yeah,
I gotta see who
watch
makes
You
it.
gotta watch
Yeah.
it.
I gotta know.
Normally I'm like hang out
okay.
with your family, but no, you gotta watch it, man.
Yeah, screw them. I'd like to see them anytime. Okay, so real quick though, when is all the open rounds happening? Because it said Saturday, Sunday. I know that NA starts like noon on Saturday, right?
11
Yeah.
a.m. Saturday, I believe.
It's,
11 a.m. Okay.
I almost missed my
yeah,
time.
it's
Uh-oh.
weird.
Henneke oversleeps at Worlds.
Oh god.
Nick makes plays, sleeps in again, doesn't make it. I think it was
They're
11
doing
a.m. I was told 11 a.m. We should definitely look after this.
Yeah.
They're not using in-client
In
tournament.
client.
They're doing
Yeah, it's
they're doing
Battlefy.
it through
Challenges.
Battlefy.
Oh yeah.
They're doing it through
Which
an
sucks.
exterior tournament.
They're gonna be
thing.
like, hey guys,
Yeah.
here's your Runeterra ban links.
Oh god, no, not like this.
Which is actually interesting because
Hilarious.
I don't know if this is true or not, but you get less time, I think,
Yeah,
in the
that's what
pick
I
and
was
ban
Oh, in the French.
stage.
Mhm.
In friend
French
challenges. Yeah.
It's like how much? Like it's a significant amount. It's like 5-10 minutes.
It's like a
right?
minute.
Yeah.
It's like a minute
It's
and a
like
half.
1 card to 5.
Yeah.
For
Usually I
did you
write-
say for bans or for the matches?
For the
picking
bands.
bands.
No,
Yeah.
I never take
The
that long.
bands.
I only ever
I mean,
take that
I-
long if I don't know what I'm gonna do until the second I do it anyway. So
Like
it's
you don't know the decks going in, right? That's the thing. Like you have to take time to like note out all their decks and like take screenshots or whatever you do.
That's
like,
the part
I,
that sucks. Yeah.
I write everything in my notebook, and it usually takes me about 2-3 minutes to do that.
you
And
write the
I
whole
won't have
deck
time to
list
do
in your
that.
notebook.
Yeah.
Does it just help you kind of
Get
like?
your screenshot, bro.
Well, okay. To
But-
be fair, writing it down, he probably like knows it.
Do you like
Oh, yeah.
tally after they use each card too?
No, I don't.
Because
I
I'll
should
like
though.
I'll screenshot it immediately, but then I'll take the rest of the time and actually just read the deck list a few times. Because
Yeah.
like yes,
I
I
wrote
can
it
look over and
down.
see it, but I like to like really know it before I play.
Mhm.
If I wrote it down, I wouldn't be able to read it.
Well, that's
Yeah,
not the
I
point
mean,
though.
I can't read it. Like I can
Yeah.
just remember everything they
Yeah.
have, right?
I mean,
And like as you write it, you make notes,
just-
and
yeah.
like if you say like, oh, there's one Sonic Wave, I'm gonna play TF this game, or
and
whatever.
like how many cards are really that different?
Mhm.
You know, it's like 4. And those are the ones you have to watch out for anyway. Like you know your Shen Fiora player plays 3 Shens. Like you don't have to worry
Yeah.
about it, right?
Well, I think this particular tournament, like I'm not gonna know people's decks going in. Like
No, this
the,
one-
the decks are not
Yeah.
solidified at all.
I've still been seeing cards. I don't know what they do
yeah.
in game,
Yeah.
and we have Worlds in 4 days.
I keep getting cheated by the box on ladder. Like every darkness player, they just hit me with the box, and I like have full developed in.
Yeah.
This is so dumb. Like you can't play around it at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's so
I mean-
annoying.
Yep.
Mr. Bear won seasonal with on his phone without any deck lists or anything like that. So I mean,
Yeah.
This Mr.
he
Bear
could do that.
beast.
Anyone could do
Mr.
it.
Bear's the man. There's something to playing on your phone too. Like I have 2 monitors, and normally I'm like streaming or something, right? So I have stuff going on my other monitor all the time. But playing on my phone, I literally can't look at anything else. There's nothing else to look at. Like if I'm playing ladder, I like play ladder, and then I make my play or whatever, and then I'm on my other monitor. I'm like clicking around. I'm listening to YouTube. I'm like checking Reddit or whatever. Check Twitter and maybe whine
Come
about
back. I'm like
something.
rally. Oh wait, it was my turn.
Yeah,
Fuck.
exactly. Yeah, and then I look
I'm like,
back and I
pass. Like pass.
just kinda
Oh, I didn't
look,
attack.
make my play.
Crap.
But like on my phone, I just boom. I can't look at anything else, so I'm just like hyper focused. So when I was pushing for my ladder spot last season, I played on my phone. Like I would go stream, and then I get off stream, lay in
Same.
bed, and be like, okay, let's play deep. So I think there's something to it. It is different though. I prefer to have the screenshots up, because I like to go, okay, can I make this play? Yeah.
Well, there's something funny about that is obviously you're going to be a lot more cautious when you have the list in front of you and it's a big tournament and everything like that. But you have players that have just won by taking risks. I mean, Mo, most recent thing, his first opponent that he thought when the bracket came out was completely anti-aggro. So he was like, oh god, and then he's like, the ladder changed. The bracket changed straight away. He just went full aggro, and he just kind of went for it. And he didn't play around too much. He went for victories. He went for things like that. And it's the mindset as if you're juking yourself out. Like, does that matter if the one copy of Hush can ruin your day if you can win it on the spot right there? Like, it's a gamble.
I mean, yes, but that's like part of it, right? Is the whole risk versus reward. Like, can I afford to play around this one of? Does it like get better for me if I wait? Does it just get worse? Do I need to pull the trigger now? Like, and that's all part of it. And I really enjoy that part of the game, actually. It's like one of my favorite parts. And anyone who didn't think Mo was bringing triple aggro to seasonals was fooling themselves. Come on. His round one opponent literally brought like 9x Vile Feast, and I was still like, that man's bringing triple aggro.
Yeah.
He's all tweeting like, I'm bringing Tom Soraka 100%. Lee looking pretty good right now. I'm like, liar. There's no way.
Yeah. That guy's just always gonna try and trick people into playing things that are weak into aggro.
He's just picking
Just
the worst decks
such
into
a
aggro.
devious devil.
Yeah. He's like, hey, you guys know what's really good? Zillion Echo. With no healing or burn spells.
Maybe Mo's whole basing us with this Bandletree deck, and he's just going to run like the best.
Yeah,
counters.
exactly.
It's true.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's out here repping it, trying to get us to play it. He's fooling
Everyone play
us.
Bandletree while they slam aggro into it.
Yeah, so maybe
Actually, I
I
think
don't
that
even
deck's
want to
okay.
practice that one.
Yeah.
No, I do though. Ship me a list.
Yeah.
Please.
I mean, most.
Real quick,
I think-
Henneke.
Yeah.
We went over it. We got just a little bit of time left. What are your quick these decks are hot, these decks are not. What have you liked? What have you not liked so far?
I have no idea. I just have no idea. Everything. It's so doomed for Saturday. There's a lot of things that are interesting to look at. Obviously, Akshan Sivir is still good, but Scion's very, very good. I've been liking Draven Kate a lot.
Told you.
Yeah, okay. I'm sure this has been discussed. And I've been trying GP Sedge today, and I think that's an interesting one. Like with Mirai Wardens, it's a weird spot. I can't decide if it beats Scion or it gets demolished by Scion. It's one of the two.
It's one of the two.
Or it's like 50-50. I'm not sure.
It's interesting you bring
Those
that
are the
up.
options. Sorry, Turtle, go ahead.
It's interesting you bring that up because the one deck that I saw that that suits the triple aggro at the moment is Pirates are now running like Darius and big overwhelm units like that. And I think when I look at it overall, right, at the moment is overwhelm is doing super duper well.
As a keyword?
As a keyword, yeah.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't be surprised to see some triple overwhelm lineups. Because at the end of the day,
like GP Sedge, Pirates with Darius, and Scion.
Or just Renekton Sedge,
Or
right?
Renekton, yeah. It's true.
Yeah.
You play Rune Runner in that deck.
It's just a 9x Rune Runner lineup.
Yeah.
No, sorry, 6, because you can't run it in Scion. Yeah, Rune Runner's good. Confirmed.
Well, because Targon is just the control Targon is not there, and that was the big counter to all these overwhelmed decks.
In before Targon control
Someone
wins
say
Worlds.
Targon.
Never counted out. What am I is going to be in Worlds? How dare you say that? You're lucky he's not here to hear you right now. Anything else we want to go over really quick before we head out? I'm going to play some ladder. Try to get good. No?
That's it for me. Good luck, boys.
Thank you.
Thank you,
leak
thank
it.
you. Peace.
Henneke doesn't though. Oh, he's
Oh,
gone.
Henneke's-
Yeah, good luck getting second.
All right, I'll catch you
Bye,
guys
guys.
later.
See ya. See you later.
See ya.